Alright, so this is on the Epstein theory. It's not actually a theory, it's a fact. But we're going to use Epstein's name because it's so prevalent. This is a ploy by using his name to get people to look at this video and to possibly listen to what it is that I'm saying. The reason for this is because this video is about corruption and child abuse. Epstein's sex ranch has bodies in it. Bodies. Not bodies of mobsters. Bodies of little girls. See, here's how the system actually works. When you get to choose who's the judges in a given area, you have a child molester who rises to power, right? Well, that child molester is going to want to surround himself by other child molesters, just like a meth head doesn't want to be around people who aren't on meth because he's afraid they'll tell on him. Now, this is a top-down pyramid scheme. So you got one guy at a local department likes to touch little girls. And he becomes what? Well, let's say he becomes the sheriff. He graduates from being a deputy to being a sheriff. Well, now that he's sheriff, he gets to decide who he hires and fires. Now, is he going to hire somebody who's going to keep a close eye on him? Or is he going to hire somebody who either A, doesn't give a shit, or B, is a child molester as well? Ding, 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 ding. He's going to hire people who sin the same way he does. That way they're less likely to tell on him. Well, this is how the Epstein theory works. How did Epstein rise to power? By selling little girls to rich people, including presidents of the United States, including Donald Trump. Now, you've got a corrupt sheriff in power. One of the children that he molests wants to come forward. So who does she go to? She goes to one of his deputies, who drags her off to a nuthatch, tells the doctors that, well, could tell the doctors any number of things. It doesn't really matter. He's the police. So his word matters more than that little girl's. That little girl is pissed off. And what happens to her? They drug her for it. Now she has two choices. She can either do whatever it takes to stay in that location so that that sheriff doesn't get his hands on her. Or she can suck it up, go back out into the world and deal with the fact that she is going to have predators on her ass because she told on one of them. That increases her chances of becoming a corpse. But it's fine because officers are always right. They would never do wrong. Well, let's say that sheriff, he graduates. He becomes a local senator. He's got a lot more hiring and firing decisions he can make, doesn't he? Well, who's he going to surround himself with? People who are going to keep a close eye on him? Or his buddies, people who have the same mind as he does, the same beliefs, that it's okay to do that to little girls? Now, he gets away with this. Why? Well, because nobody ever took a report. Nobody ever took a report because it was her word against his. So, since nobody took a report while he was the sheriff, and now he's the governor or a senator, and he's got some real power, that girl wants to come forward again, but she's been in a nuthatch. She's mentally ill. She's obviously lying. So he's higher up on the social ladder. He meets some more people like him. He meets an Epstein. This is a broker of bodies for the rich. Now this guy has some choices to make. He has some pull when it comes to deciding who the judges are going to be. Who's he going to pick? Is he going to pick a straight-laced judge who actually cares about his job and cares about human beings? Or is he going to pick a judge who is probably a child molester too? Ding, ding, ding. That's right, he's probably going to pick a judge who's a child molester. And if Epstein gets busted and goes before that judge will break the law to allow Jeffrey Epstein to walk away with a slap on the wrist. Slapping every fucking victim in the face. There are corpses at Jeffrey Epstein's sex ranch. Get that through your fucking heads, you pieces of shit. So now, let's say the sheriff, former sheriff, who's now a governor or a senator, he runs for president. He gets to be the president. He's gonna get away with it, isn't he? You're damn right he is. He's untouchable. Now he has even more pull, more hiring and firing practices. Each one of these child molesters that he puts in place puts subordinates of their own who are child molesters in place. And then people like me who speak out, who continue to speak out despite what we've gone through, despite what they've done to us. While you cowards want to believe that they're the good guys because they hold public office, because they have a badge. Fuck you, you fucking cowards. Jeffrey Epstein was murdered. I don't mean killed, I mean murdered. You know goddamn well he was gonna roll over on some son of a bitches. You know what? It didn't take the threat of prison for me to try rolling over on these son of a bitches. I've been speaking out against these child molesting son of a bitches since I was a kid. Why won't most of these victims come forward? Because they're scared shitless of the fucking cops, you fucking morons. Why won't Alicia come forward? Who do you think she's actually afraid of? You think she's really afraid of me? Fuck no. She's afraid of her fucking dad. Her dad, the fucking druggie. The fucking drug dealer. The fucking rapist who stuck his fucking dick in her. And whose side is she on? She's on the side of the fucking predator. Now, if you guys have listened to that conversation between Bobby Forrest and I, and that conversation between Samantha Daniels and I, yeah, they verified that. They verified that Alicia and Natalie told them the same things. The same things that I fucking told you were happening. Why can't Alicia stay clean? Why don't you fucking try figuring that out, you fucking idiot? So now you've got the president. He gets to put in his word of who he thinks should be candidates for this office and that office. And who's he picking? child molesters, rapists. Child molesters and rapists. Remember that. Remember when you go to a police officer that his boss is probably a child molester or a rapist, put in place by a child molester or rapist, who was put in place by someone else higher on the ladder, who is a child molester or rapist. I have been speaking out about the victimization that has happened in Colorado for years. Over 30 years, I have been telling you about the things that happen in Colorado. They're all over the fucking news. And you still call me a liar. 2 of the officers who assaulted me fucking killed a man only 2 months later. And still, you call me a liar. Officer Waylon Lolatai assaulted 6 more people after me. He got kicked out of the Denver Police Department for assaulting people. And still, you call me a liar. Ted Bollinger spends the money for his daughter's funeral to go on vacation to Boston, and still you call me a liar. Ted Bollinger gets busted smoking a bulb of fucking meth with a loaded fucking firearm. And still, you call me a liar. Alicia Bollinger gets busted with drugs. And she has to deal with that, and still you call me a liar. I recorded phone calls between myself and witnesses and posted them up for the world to see, and still you call me a liar. Clearview kills a man doing the exact things to him that I told you they did to me, and still you call me a liar. Just wait till you realize I'm telling the truth about Darren O'Connor. You fucking pieces of shit. You want to be pissed off that I'm showing the truth, that I'm exposing it? I don't give a fuck. You want to be pissed off because I posted your shit for the whole world to see? Maybe you should have thought about that before you fucking broke your word, before you broke your promises. You don't want to end up like Epstein's victims, huh? Well, then maybe you should work together to remove these son of a bitches from their public offices. These animals protect each other while you're too afraid to speak up. That's not my fault that you're a fucking coward. I didn't make you a fucking coward. I didn't make Ted Bollinger a rapist. I didn't make him fuck his own daughter. I didn't make him stick his penis in Alicia Bollinger's vagina. I didn't make him sell drugs. I didn't make him force his daughters to sell drugs. I didn't make him use drugs with his daughters. I didn't make him get drunk and beat his daughters. But who is it that gets painted as the bad guy while this son of a bitch gets away with it? That's right, you fucking cowards. You want me to shut the fuck up? You'll have to fucking make me. Mandy Hughes, Alyssa Rainwater, you fucking come forward. You write that shit down and you bring it to fucking court. If you want to fucking protect the predators, you are my enemy. And that is as easy as it fucking is. If you are too much of a fucking coward to speak out against the child molesters and the fucking rapists after all of the bullshit that you fucking spouted at me, you are my enemy because you are protecting the predators. You are no better than those predators. You are no better than Jeffrey Epstein. You are no better than Ted Bollinger. You are no better than those officers who killed that man in Boulder. You are no better than these fake fucking doctors. Matter of fact, you're fucking worse. Because by not taking an active role in taking these son of a bitches down, you are taking an active role in allowing these things to continue, and they will happen to your children and to your grandchildren because you are a fucking coward. Because you don't love your children enough to do something about these fucking predators. You should have kept your fucking word. You come forward. You tell the fucking truth. The whole truth. Or your daughters might just end up at the bottom of another Epstein's pond. Your sons as well. This sex trafficking is not a fucking joke. I've been speaking out about this since I was a child because I have first-hand experience with it. Now, after going through the definitions for child sex trafficking, see, at first, I didn't think I was a victim of sex trafficking. But after looking up the definition, yeah, I definitely was. I definitely was. Now, my conversations that I recorded, those only show part of the story. See, this is the thing. Most people would only text with me. Those phones got stolen, most of them. Chock full of evidence that I'm telling the truth. But because nobody will look at them, it somehow makes it okay. Yes, the FBI is involved in this child trafficking. Yes, the hospitals are involved in child trafficking, sex trafficking. Yes, the local police here in Chapel, Nebraska are involved in it. If you are turning a blind eye, you are an active participant. Then again, I'm the one who's mentally ill, isn't that right? I'm the one who must be lying, despite the evidence that I've shown. You fucking cowards. Is every police officer in America a child molester? No, but they are all protecting the child molesters. All of the judges are protecting the child molesters. They put away just enough of these son of a bitches to pretend like they're doing something. But mostly, they're not putting those people away. They're allowing the actual sexual predators to walk free. And they're filling up the jails with who? The homeless. Because they're easy to victimize. Fuck you, you fucking cowards. You cannot stop me from speaking out. You will have to kill me to do so. The thing is, I'm not a big name like Epstein. I'm not. I don't give a fuck if I'm a big name or a little name. My name never should have been uttered in public about any of this shit. None of these rumors or lies or slander should have ever been spoken, and none of these fucking idiots should have believed for even a moment that after defending them for all these years that I would not defend myself.